Something big is happening towards the end of this year, and it mainly involves the Ultramarines. We've seen a little bit of a teaser of this with a new Calgar model, the Victrix Guard, and Sicarius, but something else is coming, maybe something bigger, and it could involve other races and other armies as well. So let's jump in, let's get speculating, theorizing, but most of all, let's get waffling. Now, just a brief overview for those people who may be out of the loop of what's been happening over the past couple of weeks. Recently, we got a brand new preview article that showed off a brand new Calgar model. This was indeed posted because Calgar leaked online, but with that, they showed off brand new Victrix and a brand new KO Sicarius model. The models themselves were absolutely fantastic, but the most interesting thing was the actual text right at the end of this article, because it stated, as for what this means for the Space Marines of the Ultramarine chapter, we'll have more news later in the year. Stay tuned to Warhammer Community for all the latest news. Now, as awesome as it was to see all these brand new models, that there left me with the most questions, because does that mean now the Ultramarines are going to be getting even more releases, even more books, potentially even their own codex? Now, before we jump into the books and everything like that, let's talk rumors that are still out there on the horizon all about the Ultramarines. The first big thing that we spoke about yesterday in the dedicated rumor video is that apparently Guilliman is not getting a model now. I've talked about that a little bit more. I don't think I need to say anything more about that. I trust those rumors. So the rumors that we were hearing about Guilliman getting a new model, I'm just going to say that they were fake, they were false rumors. Now, something I have heard about is them getting a brand new combat patrol dedicated to the Ultramarines, which of course makes sense, because if you look at all the first founding chapters, they've had their own combat patrol, the Imperial Fist, the White Scars, the Salamanders, the Iron Hands, the Raven Guard, etc., etc. Now, the Ultramarine combat patrol is supposed to have one squad of Blade Guard, so 3 Blade Guard in that. It's supposed to have one 5-man squad of Reavers, one 5-man squad of Intercessors, and one 3-man squad of Aggressors. And the HQ that's supposed to be leading them is Chief Librarian Tigerius. But the big thing on top of that I'm hearing is that the Ultramarines are getting a brand new upgrade kit that's going to have a bunch of new head options, Terminator options, face options, shoulder options, swords, scabbard, all the stuff that you can think of. Ultramarines are supposed to be getting that, and if I'm not mistaken, that's supposed to be included in the combat patrol as well. So if we take a step back right now and we look at what the Ultramarines have got, they got Centos, right, a couple of weeks ago as a store limited model. That was an Ultramarine-esque character. I know a lot of people painted it up as their own chapters and stuff like that. You got the Black Library character from the Dawn of Fire books, which is another captain of the Ultramarines. We've just got a brand new Calgar, the Victrix Guard, Sicarius, all the rumors around the new combat patrol, the new upgrade kit. The Ultramarines are getting a lot of things towards the end of this year, and this is where I think the speculation, the theory, the talk really is, what is this next big thing that is going to be happening with the Ultramarines? For me, I personally think it's going to be book related, and the first thing I want to talk about is the potential of a Codex supplement of the Ultramarines. They have an absolute massive catalogue of dedicated models to their chapter. Probably more so than the Blood Angels got when they got their own Codex supplement. So it would make sense for Games Workshop to do a Codex supplement Ultramarines. Just rules for the Ultramarines, a bunch of new lore. They are literally the face of Games Workshop when it comes to Space Marines. I know a lot of people don't like that, myself included. It should be the Sons of Dawn, of course. But the Ultramarines are the face of the Space Marines. So it technically makes sense for them to get their own codex in terms of they can fill it out with the models, they can fill it out with the lore, the stratagems, the rules, everything like that. Like literally they have their own Primarch, they have a chapter master model, multiple captain models, they have their own elite unit with a Victrix Guard, just like the Blood Angels had the Sanguinary Guard, just like the Space Wolves had the Head Takers, just like the Dark Angels have like the Inner Circle Companions, etc., etc. So it makes sense sense for them to get a book like this and they get a bunch of their own rules. Is that something that Games Workshop will be doing? Is that going to be a next big codex? Is this linked to some of the rumors that we were hearing about a long time ago around Space Marine Codex 2.0? Were those rumors lost in translation and it literally is going to be Ultramarine Codex Supplement? I have literally no idea, but it does make a lot of sense. Now, there is one more theory that I have, and again, I'm probably going to need the foil for this one, but this then could involve someone else, and we are really going deep down this foily hole. What if at the end of this year, to potentially start this new end narrative that we've been waffling about on this channel, we get a narrative book that involves the Ultramarines taking on Huron Blackheart. One of the big things that connects Huron to the Ultramarines is that the flagship of the Ultramarines, Macragge's Honorite, was literally taken by Huron back in the day. He used it as his own flagship, but when Guilliman returned, the Ultramarines took it back, they cleansed it of all the chaos shenanigans inside of it, and now they're using it again. What if Huron didn't like that? What if Huron wants to reclaim the prize of his fleet and take that back, and we get like a type of narrative book, theme book, whatever you want to call it, of Huron fighting the Ultramarines? And this is why we're getting a bunch of new models for the Ultramarines. This is why something big is going to be happening towards the end of this year. What if it is that? That's going to be kicking off the Ultramarines versus the Red Corsairs. There is big rumors out there at this moment in time that Huron is also going to be getting a new model. So slowly and surely, this theory is getting some pace. It's crawling, it's getting its legs, and soon maybe it's going to be running into Vindication Rack, because it does make sense. Huron, bunch of stuff, Red Corsairs, Ultramarines getting a bunch of stuff, fighting with each other. I can definitely see that, and I think it would be a great way to kick off this end narrative. Of course, there's going to be more stuff during the end narrative, but that apparently is going to be one of the big characters coming at the end of this edition. Huron Blackheart, hopefully the Red Corsairs get a lot of love as well. As always, brothers, I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Do you think they're going to get like a Codex supplement? Do you think it is going to be like a campaign book, a narrative book? Is it just going to be more model releases? Is it just going to be that combat patrol, the upgrade sprue? Is there more stuff coming for the Ultramarines? I can't think of like any more units that they could possibly get at this point, unless like Tyranid veterans, which do make sense. Like the Ultramarines did have Tyranid veterans before, and this is Leviathan, right? And they have been fighting the Tyranids again, so that could be a pretty cool unit. But again, I've heard nothing in the terms of the rumors and stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts and feedback, as we always do. If you've got a comment, post it down below, and we'll have a nice little waffle down there. Again, as we always do. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, evening, night, where you're around the world, and bye-bye.